My Gavan and Melonine, and well met indeed. I'm Adrian Galadurthan, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer. Welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as Dol Amroth. You join me once again as we now turn our attention westward in the vein... That's not really vein, is it? No, not vein. What do I mean? The... I can't think what I'm... Doomed is the word I'm trying to go for anyway. Our doomed hope to try and save Gondor. Gondor has lost everything that borders the Anduin River, save for the region south of the Pelennor. So by that I mean they've lost their heartlands. Up here, as you can see, the Mordor banners flying high above each city and settlement there. In the west, they have lost Umbar. We are now deciding that Prince Adrian the Fearless has just fought fantastically well, and in the previous episode we killed thousands upon thousands of orcs, thus freeing up Gondor a little bit to try and hold in the east. And then Adrian is going to move back through Dol Amroth, where he will form up with a newly come army that is being trained as we speak, or will be, and he's going to head west and deal with Umbar to stop them being a threat. Once we have then cleared Umbar out, we will hold their provinces, at least Lon Gallan. We might give them Thara-Grondos so that we don't border Isengard, although maybe we want to border Isengard, I don't know. Although Gondor already do up there in the north anyway, so it doesn't really make any odds. But right now, we're at an end turn. So we've... Oh, I was actually probably going to attack the Candish army that was attacking my city, wasn't I? Damn it. Khand are coming thick and fast, as they just always will, forever and a day, but at least it is only Khand. Harad will not cross the borders of Khand, and so Harad are just sitting, stifling, but growing in size and power, remember. Once we break through the seal that will unleash the tidal wave of Haradrim forces, it really will be just that. A tsunami would perhaps be a better term, because Harad are now sitting surrounded entirely by Khand with no enemies and waiting to unleash their hordes, which would be disappointing. Umbar, however, are basically beaten, and we had written them off, but unfortunately we had not accounted for their conquests in the west. And, damn it, the army is in the fort, isn't it? Oh, but at least we get a Gondor defender unit. Oh, this is going to be such a difficult battle. But it's a horde of cavalry. There are only 4 ground units, one of which is an archer. It's a shame we don't get a stake unit, because we decimate them today. Oh, this is going to be I was supposed to attack them. We thought Umbar were dealt with, as many of you know. This is a very popular series, so I'm sure many of you have been watching along. But Umbar, of course, have reared their ugly head and begun sinking their claws into western Gondor, which we cannot allow. It'll be a damned nuisance if Khand managed to take this city as well, because that will undo countless hours of our work. Oh, sped that up a bit too much, didn't we? There we are. Slow that down. Right.
Ready for orders, sir.
We have shield wall for both of our battalions.
Soldier battalion at the ready.
Soldier battalion at the ready. One wonders, should we pull back to here so that they don't get the mass bonus of hordes of enemy units pouring into the city? Or at least if we just perhaps pulled back to there. I don't know. Well, we have one advantage in that they are mostly cavalry, and Amrothian guardsmen are designed to kill cavalry. But and that they've put 2 of their melee units right at the back, and the one that we most feared is furthest away. That's fantastic news. So it's only really... It's going to be a lot of cavalry for a long time. I wonder if... Shield wall obviously helps us maintain a block. Ah, this is one of those questions one always asks oneself. Town defences. Should you defend the gate or should you pull back? Our actual general will be very little use here, to be honest, unfortunately. He is a good fighter, though, so we'll see. But for now, we want to at least stand near the gate. To be honest, I think one of those kind of defences might be better, where we catch their unit, but our line is nice and thin.
The enemy are battering down our
Sort of
gates.
spread out. They are getting shot at, but as soon as they break through, they'll come through.
Blast their eyes. The enemy's ram is through our gates.
Blast their eyes!
The walls
Here they
are
come.
no longer ours. The enemy have taken them.
The shield wall, I realised, didn't really matter, actually. But it's just about the spearmen. The spearmen must free themselves and get on the killing. before the Nomad Axemen. Oh, it's a vain hope, isn't it? I've said vain again. Is vain the word that I mean?
Changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
Vain obviously means loves oneself, or particularly holds oneself in high regard. But does it also mean an expedition that's doomed to failure? Oh no, they're massacring us. Yeah, no, this is over.
We've lost half of our men.
Oh, well, we killed the enemy general. Trying to get a bit of a rout, to be honest, but they haven't lost enough forces to get the morale deficit. So we're going to lose the town because I stupidly forgot to attack this army with the army in the fort. And it's all over. The few infantry units that they have done enough to basically kill off our spear units. We have killed almost half of them. If we had maybe just a second spear infantry, it might have gone a touch differently. But no. Down everyone goes. And you're not the gentleman who's part of our family tree, are you? Because that would be really disappointing to lose another one. Oh, as long as they don't destroy every building in this place, we'll be alright. And taking this army, taking the town back will be a doddle. Won't even be a challenge. But Durthor, I don't think you are. The guardsmen got more than the defenders as expected. Ah, oh, that's so annoying. That's so annoying. Stupidity. Even when I loaded in and I sat down in my chair and I looked at the map, I thought, right, I'm going to start recording. And I thought to myself, remember to attack that army at the Candish city. At the Candish army at the city. And then I got into describing a little bit of where we are for those who haven't seen before, and that's led to my error, which I can't excuse. My excuse is an excuse, but it is not an excusable offence, is it really? No matter what my excuse, it's weak, and I should have remembered. And so Lynn here falls, which is a huge blow, even for the one turn that we're going to lose it. That's so unbelievably annoying. Durthor, were you the gentleman who I think you were? Yes, you were. You were indeed. But then I don't think you're a blood son. No, you were adopted into the family. It's Elfir, of course. Sorry, Elfir is who I'm thinking of. Imrahil's actual son. Do you have a mission to talk to Dunland? No, we're blockading a port. Have I spoken to Dunland?
Wish to discuss?
I think I have, but we'll go again. You never know. No, we have spoken to them.
Good day to you.
All right, onward then to Bree.
Without question, as you wish.
Oh, that's so annoying. And look at the army we have here.
Slay them!
4 turns those bastards will hold out. Did it say what they did? Settlement occupied. Oh, it's just occupied. They didn't wipe anyone out and they didn't destroy anything. So all our buildings still remain, which is fantastic. And Adrian's on his way back. Our army did manage to all get recruited in Dol Amroth, so that's all gone okay. And obviously we've got units in that fort there, which will be part of his army, as will all of you, actually. Can I send a Gondor militiaman out anywhere? No, I can't at the moment. But I'm not really overly bothered about the Gondor militia. I'm actually thinking, Adrian, why would you go to there? Go to that fort. I know you've got units that can retrain, but most of your army,
by your command,
we will put into the fort over there. Right, I think all we can do is end the turn, really, I'm afraid. Oh, look, a large Umbar army is coming. We are going to... But then it's a large Umbar army, and it is filled to the brim with garbage forces. Although he says that, there's some Ardenheim armsmen in there. What is going on in this land? How many Gondor units can they train? It's good, though. I mean, for my campaign, it's bad. But for the mod in general, it is fantastic to see that Umbar, or the Ardenheim, can land somewhere and manage to build such a civilization, or to get so many troops that they're able to hold Gondor off for such a long time. It's a cool feature, knowing that the Ardenheim have the strength to actually do some damage when they land somewhere, and they're not just a minor, insignificant nuisance. I'm pleased to see that. I am pleased to see that. It's not great for our campaign, however, because of course it could well be the end of everything that we see and love here. Oh, and Khand have taken this opportunity to completely surround us. So Battledune is coming from the one side of the bridge with his army of just garbage trash again. There's just so much trash. It really saps your soul. And the army from the city, which is again garbage, but they're coming from behind us. So this is going to be a difficult fight. And the problem, the demoralising fact of fighting against Mordor and Khand is you think, right, brilliant, this is nearly 2,500 people we've killed. That'll deter them for a long time. But no, there's a stream of full banner armies just pouring into our region from Khand. This is but a drop in the ocean. And that's what... But that is kind of how it's supposed to feel as the good nations. You're supposed to be overwhelmed and outnumbered. But the reinforcements coming in from behind, I'm not overly concerned by. Obviously, it's those guys over there. But we don't want to just stand there and let them shoot us. We want them to cross. It's going to be a real dilemma. Are they actually going to try and cross the bridge? In which case, we want to move in quickly. Or are they going to come close to the bridge and just shoot us while the army from behind decimates us? That annoys you so much. Just make it fit. Just stand where I want you to. Right, which means that the grand force defending our rear guard is going to be the guardsman, Mistvan himself, who they're at least average in melee, and then those guys.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
Right, I assume that they are going to come and try and cross this bridge, and if not, we'll reposition accordingly when necessary. We've got a lot of farmhand pikemen, that's fantastic. But then if they do come and just try and shoot us, at least we've got our own archers to shoot back. That'll give us at least something. And then their army directly behind us. Get yourselves into position. Defensive lines. And Mistvan, come over here so that you're behind the general. Oh, you're in a really bad position. Alright, and then what's happening here? Ah, no, they're charging across. Perfect. Right, pikes down. Form spear wall. Charge at them. See, either one of these armies, if taken on their own, is just not a threat. But together, they do have at least some minor chance. Some, however slim, chance of actually doing some real damage. Which, of course, we do not want. But if they just flood across the bridge like this, their primarily cavalry armies will just get slaughtered. So that's fantastic, to be honest. I'd welcome that. And archers, actually, rather than the bridge, because the bridge we're not too worried about. Oh, what on earth has taken you out? Oh, it's all of their javelins. Damn. That is a lot of dead Lebanon Marines. Basically, the entire battalion has gone down. You've barely thrown a single javelin, but you can't just stand there and take it, so you guys are going to have to just run out. Shut those javelins down. Get involved. Get a bit of a charge bonus at least. There is no such thing as a defense bonus like there is in Warhammer, so just charge, basically. Even if you're holding a defensive line, it's still better to run it into your enemy. Well, Wind Rider's sneaking right through, hitting Mistvan in the side. If we do win this, it's going to be a real fight, and it's going to completely sap all of our coastal defense. This entire campaign could be undone with that one absolutely moronic decision of losing Lynn here. Oh, it wasn't a decision, was it? It was an error. Mistvan is taking losses, but they're not a bad unit in melee. But then those... Why aren't you shooting at those? And then the Variac Horse Archers are coming round. The pikes do seem to be holding, but they're up against... They've completely lost their advantage. They've been pushed back, as always happens with the stupid mass thing. And not only that, but the cavalry, who are now locked in melee, are able to shoot back at me whilst they're locked in melee. Oh dear, our army is getting annihilated. But there is one hope there. Those guardsmen have won, the marauders have died off. Here comes the cavalry.
Half of our men.
Bundling into the centre again. It never used to do that though. I remember in the olden days, fighting bridge battles, the enemy would just hit your wall of pikes and they would just stay there. They would be stuck against a sea of unbeatable pikemen. Oh, how did they just sneak past? Oh, our cavalry's just... Oh, for God's sake, no, this is a defeat. We've lost our entire Anduin defense force. The farmhand pikemen have broken because the marauders have hit them in the back. This has gone about as badly as it could have gone. And then some. We are getting annihilated. And the Varag Lancers they had Varag Lancers in their battalion now as well. Oh dear. I mean, there's just nothing that I can do now, to be honest. The pikes are dying. The farmhand pikemen have broken. Mistman's about all that's left. No, this is over. We can't go anywhere and we won't be able to retreat. The entire army will die. So this is the end of our army here.
Our foolish general has thrown his life away.
Mistman is dead.
It is a bitter drop
And
to
away
swallow.
everyone goes. Clear defeat. Oh no. 335 kills on Amrothian pikemen. Well, you did well. You did well. Nimrodel man has killed 30. Archers 22. 13. 22. They were abysmal defensive stats, killing stats. Oh, and they just lost so many people. The cavalry archers. There's so many little annoyances in the game that really make you want to cheese the game and almost cheat, because there's things that the AI can do that you can't. If I charged my cavalry archers onto a bridge and even put them in defensive mode and told them to shoot something, but the AI then got them in melee, they would all stop firing and start fighting. That put your archers in defense so that some of them will fire. It works 100 times better for the AI than it does for the player, and I don't know why. Oh, but that's really disappointing. That's completely taken the wind from my sails. If I wasn't doing this campaign for YouTube, I'd quit now, to be honest. My heart has just gone from it, because now we're going to have to fight a huge Umbar army with almost no forces, or Ardenaim army, because our forces are now going to have to turn right. Because we need to take Linhir back. We can't risk losing it.
Let us claim this field.
Look how many forces they've got. Another army has just come across. Now they're just flooding in. We make money though, even though we don't have Linhir. I just don't even want that unit. Our archers are so poor. We just don't have. I don't have anything else really that I can train and that I could even use. Coastal Wardens is not really worth it, is it? You guys can join that army, at least top that up. You guys might as well. No, we want to keep you free for now, actually. What's going to join us in a minute? 2 more units. What's the free upkeep here? 2, 5. We have 4. One of you won't then be free, so take the cavalry out. See, that's it, and then turn over, we're back to ending turn again, where we're going to get attacked by Canned again. It's just Canned forever and a day. It's boring more than anything else. I'm just fed up of fighting Canned. And for them to finally get a win as well, all because I stupidly didn't attack that damned army. If we didn't have to fight on 2 fronts, we never would have lost that. It would have been an easy victory. But there was nothing that we could do. We needed to siege the town. And you can't get round the town. You have to walk a tile at a time to get round it. So if I didn't want to be on the bridge and I wanted to siege the town, so that if they attacked me, it would just be an open field battle, I wouldn't have been able to do that because I would have had to have stood on the bridge for 1 turn, then moved 1 more tile, because you can't move more than a tile through an enemy zone of control. And when I was on the bridge, Canned absolutely would have attacked me in the back, seeing the advantage that they had. And I'm sure they will now also attack me. Although a massive Gondor army has just come through. You've got Mordor to deal with. Why are you coming for us? Go and deal with Mordor. As much as you might think I'm failing to Canned, I will be able to beat these people back. I don't need you, Gondor. You need to fight Mordor, or this is all over. Now we're being attacked by Durya, a man with very few cavalry options, and Shidadai comes again, although he's changed the captain name, because I believe he may have died again. That small little army, we're going to kill every single one of them with as much vengeance as we can.
Break their will.
We don't want anyone escaping, and then we can capture the town straight away. We've got Adrian in the army today. Adrian himself is a one-man killing machine. Just need to utilise that power. Oh, we've got a nice hill as well. The reinforcements are coming in from over there, so as long as we're just on the hill, we'll be alright. We've got a lot of units that really don't want to see battle. Oh, we've got a lot of units that don't want to see battle. We need to get these units home. If possible, we're not going to use you. We're not going to do anything.
Ready for orders, sir.
Now, their army was quite infantry focused, wasn't it? So we've got a bit of a chance there. Elfir has just become our faction heir, which is quite nice. It's just a shame that his portrait's broken.
The enemy have brought up more men.
You're already firing. Oh, fantastic.
Knights ready. Squires.
Let's get you out.
Dol Amroth. Archers.
Well, who's that coming around on that side? I'm not sure.
Ready.
Marauders. Marauders. Right, 13 of you. You're not going to do anything, and you're a very cheap, crappy unit, so just go and shut them down. If you charge straight into those nomad warriors, please. Adrian, come out of defense. Oh, they're Candish raiders. Alright. They're not going to do anything. Adrian will curl around then. Just caught the edge of the nomad warriors, but that's not too bad. You can pull through and then you're on the back line then. Got quite a number of them died actually. We seem to have only lost one man, which is good. Their general's bodyguard will be the real threat, and he will obviously run away from us. He won't let us charge into him. Because obviously we want to catch him with our pikes if we can, but it's not going to work. Oh, fantastic. Those Candish Raiders charged Adrian. That is exactly what we want. And then you can hit those Variag Swordmen. It's them in the back. You charge out, charge out. The army on the hill. No, I don't want to do that. I really don't want to get you involved. I just want to retrain you, keep you alive for the next one. Alright, let's do a tag team on those nomad warriors. These Candish Raiders are going down. Let's pull that cavalry out. The Variag nobles don't really know where they're going or what they're up to. Good charge there, but of course it's in Elfir that we really see the damage done. When he actually charges into the enemy. Today he's chosen not to do that. Come over and help your grandfather. That cavalry unit's going to die. That's alright. Come out of pike. Come out of defense, sorry, and start really taking the fight to the enemy. All three of you, please target the nobles. I'm less concerned about the people standing behind them, but also if they're standing on top of each other, then our arrows will hit everything.
Bloodied. They have lost half their men.
This is where we have to enact some sort of revenge on these fools. We cannot allow their transgressions against the Great Swan to continue. Ah, oh, boy, do I hate Cand. I like Cand's. I like the idea behind Cand, like the lore we've put into Cand. Well, of course I'd say that, I wrote it. But I like Cand as a faction. It's a nice option to have an evil cavalry faction. But no matter how you set it up, no matter what we've put in it to try and make Cand more interesting, I think they are just suffer from being in one of the most boring locations. And fighting against them as the AI, it's just this endless spam of trash, 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 trash. And so when you do lose, like we did a moment ago, you feel even more hatred for them than you did before, because their garbage army of nothing layabouts has somehow managed to best the finest warriors in the Southern Hemisphere. And it irks you. It's like, this shouldn't happen. How has this come to pass? Now you hit those Variag bowmen. You hit those Variag horse archers. Oh, they ran away. Right, you pull out. Reform the line. Adrian on the left. And it's very annoying fighting against an army of horse archers. Because there's just nothing you can do. It's just so boring chasing horse archers down. I did see someone suggest that we should turn off skirmishing by default. Because the AI obviously can't turn skirmishing off. So they skirmish for all time. I don't know why or how the programmers ever thought, let's put in all of these cool special abilities and then make it so the AI can't use them. I just don't understand why... surely the programming could accommodate them using them. Why can't the AI use their special abilities? I think it's bizarre. And one of those things that one assumes is possibly due to not necessarily a lack of ability on the part of the game engine, but more a lack of time on the part of the game creation. Oh, there they are. Marauders have charged into us, but they've done that stupidly. We've run him away. Oh, we haven't run him away very well, though. Oh, yeah, look, our cavalry is being chased down. See, Wind Riders are a good unit. Marauders are a terrible, terrible, terrible unit. Very easy to kill, but there's a lot of them. And as we saw from the battle a moment ago on the bridge, which I am in... that I am, of course, absolutely embittered about. One charge into the back of a pivotal unit can change the entire makeup of a battle. Oh, the Marauders chased you down, did they? Oh, there's only 4. He's our factionary, we can't have him dying. So, Guardians, you're going to have to give up your life so that Elfir may live. Although, look, we've got enough ground forces there to be able to trap them. Keep running Elfir away. Pikes, go and get involved. Although, this one is now over, it's 1. They've got a lot of archer units, but they're not going to have anything that they can do about them. Go and attack them. Our line there is anything melee based is now dying. Our archers will run out though. There we are, archers go and get involved, and these archers also come and get involved. Now, of course, if we've got the Haven Guard involved, we could do even more, but we need the enemy to stand still in order to actually use the things like the Haven Guard. And as we're about to experience, this is about to be an exercise in frustration. Although we can at least save Elfir. Oh, and look, just as our army arrived to hit the Variac Horse Archers, they ran away.
We've lost half of our
There
men.
that's the Horse Archers dead. Oh, we did manage to catch the Countish Hunters, though. That's good. It's just those Variac Bowmen now that we won't be able to kill.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
Ah, 2 for 1. Captain Shidadai and Deria die at the same time. Fantastic. End it.
This is a
Yes! Most kills, 283, Amrothian pikemen. A battle we shouldn't have to have even fought, but at least we damned well won it. Oh, but now someone is going to have to go and deal with the Ardenaim, and we need to send troops that will win. The Ardenaim are able to punch out so many forces as we are seeing, that it's going to, even there, it's going to be a battle of attrition. So we need to outnumber them, which is not something that Dol Amroth specialises in or has any ability to do. Oh, can bugger off. Look at the size of that army. Again, Abatarek. It's a captain. It's a garbage army. It's nothing, but I'm not going to fight it in this episode, I'm afraid, because I am busier again now, and I'm not going to play these episodes for longer than 30 minutes anymore. So that's going to be where I'm going to save it. So Adrian is going to have to win again, which we easily will, despite the coming of 2 more horse archer units. 9 is hardly anything to worry about. 3 more main archer units. We did recover some of our losses, but it's just going to be a chasing them down slog again. But for now, that's going to be where I end this one. I shan't lie to you, I've not enjoyed this episode in the slightest. I'm really annoyed at myself. And as I say, if I were playing on my own, I would have quit now. I would have just said, balls to this, I'm done. But I will fight on, because of that small hope inside of me that says that there's a chance, there's a chance we might be able to turn the tables. But for now, that is all. So thank you very much for watching, and until we speak again, Nevair den Permadmanonin, and farewell.